In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
Looking for whole food supplements for your ketogenic lifestyle? Then let me introduce you to Further Food. Go to furtherfood.com and you'll see that they source the highest quality ingredients on the planet. They have collagen peptides and my favorite, the gelatin powder to make those yummy gummies. And all of it is sourced from grass-fed, pasture-raised bovine collagen from Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. This is really high-quality collagen and gelatin. There's no hormones or antibiotics, it's non-GMO, and it's the most tasteless and easiest to use on the market. If you're not using collagen and gelatin, you need to be adding this to your ketogenic lifestyle. Collagen will help you curb your carb cravings. Again, head on over to furtherfood.com, enter the coupon code Jimmy at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your order. Elevate your wellness. Further Food.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website, and if you are brand new to the show, here is how it works. We start off over on Instagram. We do a couple of live videos most of the time. Lately, I have been traveling quite a bit, so we're not as consistent as normal, but when I'm home, we do 2 a day here on Instagram Live. So go follow me there at Livin' Low Carb Man, LivinLowCarbMan. Once you're there, you can engage live in the content. We also go live over here on Facebook Live. So thank you guys for being here as well. If you missed the live on Instagram, you can watch it for up to 24 hours on replay. After 24 hours, it does disappear. So go on over to YouTube. You'll see all of the past episodes, 320 something and counting. As of the last time I checked, over on YouTube, type in a keyword Jimmy Rants, also youtube.com/livinglowcarbman. Finally, the best of the best moments of this show are in podcast form. It's the Jimmy Rants podcast over on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. And if you listen to the Livin' La Vida Low Carb show in May and June, because I'm traveling so much, we're airing some of these Jimmy Rants as audio episodes on the Livin' La Vida Low Carb show. So maybe you're joining because you just found out about this show listening to LLVLC. So LLVLC.com, by the way, to listen to that podcast. All of these links about Jimmy Rants are at JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about recovering after you travel. And so, Christine and I travel quite a bit with all the speaking gigs and low carb cruises, and we just got back from Italy, an overseas visit. And so some people go, well, how do you recover from all of that travel? And I've told you guys pretty openly many times that one of the stressors in my body is travel. And I found out about this, when was it? When I was trying to do my first ever 21-day fast. This was several years ago now, maybe 3-4 years ago. I was trying to do my first 21-day fast. I wanted to try to push the limits of how far and how long I could fast just to see how I do. And at about day 17, we did a trip to Myrtle Beach with some friends. And on that trip, my stomach started growling. And I'm going, what in the world is going on? And as we started, enjoying time together with the people that were with us, I just noticed this hunger it was just getting worse and worse and worse. Finally had to end the fast at about 17 and a half days instead of 21 days. And it opened my eyes at that point that stress is a big part of travel. And so some people say, well, how do you manage that in the midst of going through it? How do you make sure that that stress doesn't overtake you? And when you come home from the trip, how do you kind of unwind all the damage of the stress to get back whole again? So perfect timing for me to talk about this. And what we're going to talk about here today is here are some keto travel recovery tricks and tips. because I literally just got back in late last night. The plane arrived somewhere around 7 o'clock. We got home around 7:30. I was exhausted. We had pretty much left Rome, Italy, somewhere along the lines of like 9 p.m. East Coast time. This is what time we had to get up to get to our plane. And then it was a 10-hour flight from Rome to Washington, D.C. Then we had like a 4 or 5 hour layover in Washington, D.C. And then another couple hours to get home. So long day. So when I got home, I just plopped. I went right to bed. And so I slept during the night. And that's the first recovery tip. Be kind to yourself and just go right to sleep, because your body's going to need that rest to recuperate and revive. And today I feel really, really good. I didn't sleep long, but I did check deep sleep as well as REM sleep with my Oura Ring. And I got over an hour and a half in both of those. I think my total sleep was like 5 hours, but I got an hour and a half of REM, hour and a half of deep, and I feel really, really good here today. But I did some other things that we'll talk about here in a second. But that's the first thing. Just commit to, okay, yes, you might have come back from vacation, you might have done something fun, but you do need to let your body recuperate. Those people that come right back from vacation and then next morning are just right off to work and they're back in the grind again, I don't know how you do it. Because, people often joke, I need a vacation from my vacation, because sometimes they're so busy. And those of you that kept up on social media over on Instagram, I posted all my photos and stuff of what we were doing every single day. We had a packed schedule with the Italy trip, and it kept us moving. We did a whole lot of walking, a lot of hills. It was exhausting, enjoyable, but exhausting. And so we're having to recover from that. So if you're just joining us, I just got back from Italy. So I'm talking about here today some of my recovery tricks and tips so that when you get back in the grind, how do you get going again? And you guys can see I'm pretty vibrant on camera today, and it's for good reason. I did a whole bunch of things this morning, which I'm about to tell you about. So after getting a good night's rest, not long rest, I didn't want to overly sleep as well. That's kind of the temptation, is just sleep 12 hours. That's no bueno either. But get good rest. Let your body naturally wake up, and give yourself a few days after you're back from a vacation that you don't go right back to work again. Try, if you can, fit it in your schedule to at least give yourself a day, maybe 2 days to fully recover. So when I woke up this morning, I did hot tub therapy. So very fortunate to be able to just pop in there, and oh, did it feel so good. After all that sitting on the plane, we were on a plane 10 hours from Rome to Washington, D.C., another 2 hours from D.C. to home. So a lot of sitting on my patuki yesterday. And so when I get home, I have such back pain and butt pain. It's a pain in the butt, literally. So getting in the hot tub helped to relax those muscles a little bit. After doing the hot tub and kind of chilling out a little bit, I then went in front of the red light therapy, which I've been doing lately. I missed my red light while we were in Italy. So bad, I missed my red light therapy. So sat in front of that for a 20-minute session. After that, I went into my infrared sauna for a 20-minute session. That was glorious, you guys. It had been a bit of time since I've been in the sauna, and I was just like soaking it all in. And at that point, I was already feeling some of the tension release. And it's a magical thing when you feel that tension starting to release in your body. But I wasn't even close to being done yet. After that, I went to a vibration plate that I stood on, and I did about a 7-minute session of and I've shown you guys that on Jimmy Rants before. Does the lymphatic system and shakes it up pretty good. After that, I went on a massage chair, and while in a 30-minute session of the massage chair, I did a meditation session with this app on my phone, right at about 10 minutes of like deep breathing exercises. And I really, really think that was a huge change when I started feeling like back here again, when I did the meditation. And then after that, went and got a nice hot shower, cleaned up, and I was ready to take on the day. So those are all the things that I did early this morning. And I'll tell you something else I did not do, which is contributing to the recovery from this travel, is I didn't jump right back into checking emails. I didn't check emails at all while I was gone, and I haven't checked it at all today. I did post a couple of things, a few things this morning on social media. I made some funny memes. If you hadn't seen them yet, go look at them. But yeah, I haven't really gotten back into the hustle and bustle of it all. I'm letting my body recover from the travel, because people don't even think about it, but it's heavy abuse on your body when you go from all the travel and running through airports. It's just a lot of stress. So what I did right before I came on Jimmy Rants was I was outside. My grass has gotten tall while I was gone, so I've been mowing the grass. And so after I got done mowing the grass, I was sweating pretty good. It was a light little workout. I laid down, cooled off a little bit before I came on camera to see you guys. And honestly, you guys, I feel really, really good today, despite all of the hustle and bustle of that travel. So as far as food goes, some people are of the assumption, well, if I've been to a trip like Italy and you had a few dalliances, so I showed you guys, I had some of the pizza in Italy. By the way, when you go to Italy, please eat the pizza. It's so good. A little bit of pasta, some gelato. So I had things I would not normally eat at home. So when you get back home, the temptation is, well, I'm just not going to eat for several days, and that'll be the way to do it. But let me caution you against that. If that's something you think you can do, then go for it. But here's the thing, when you've been eating some carbs and then you suddenly don't eat anything at all, you're going to have this ravenous hunger come on. So I think a better strategy when you come home, instead of going a full out fast right away, I think it's to just get super duper dippity strict on your ketogenic. So what did I have? And of course you guys know I'm doing Keto Carnivore. So what did I have this morning? I had some of my backyard chicken eggs cooked in grass-fed butter. And it was so good, by the way, because we didn't have a lot of access to eggs and anything non-Italian while we were over there. So ate that, felt nourished. I'll probably eat some more good, healthy foods again later. I think it's just time to commit to get really, really strict. Now, if you stay strict on vacation, that's cool. And I admire you for doing that. Especially if you go to Italy and you don't eat the carbs. That's amazing. But yeah, I think you just get right back on plan. And then once you kind of get going again, then you can throw in some fasting at that point, either intermittent fasting or some longer fast. But the temptation is, well, I'll come home and I just won't eat for a few days to kind of get going again. And that might be counterproductive. You might actually put more stress on your body if you do that. So just be aware of that if that's a strategy that you thought about using as a recovery tool. So these guys are some of the things that I did to recover. Obviously, I'm not fully recovered totally yet since we just got back, but I feel pretty darn good. I'd say 90% of the way. Woke up at somewhat of a normal time. Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good today. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is if you travel and you eat keto, it should be pretty easy to slip back in to your normal routine again when you get home. If you take some of these words of advice that I've shared here today, you might up some supplements when you get home as well. When I typically travel, I don't bring a lot of supplements with me. I kind of let those go, but then get back on them when you get home. If you have regular ones that you take, definitely a multivitamin, and some of the other ones, maybe if you have blood sugar issues, chromium and cinnamon and those kinds of things. So just get back into your routine and be kind to yourself as you kind of get going again. I think sometimes we go off on vacation, and then you get home and you're just exhausted, and then you have to get right back to work again. And all of that stress relief you were supposed to give yourself from the vacation, you never let it go because of the travel stress. And then you get back into the day-to-day and that stress compounds, and then you're wondering, I thought I just took a vacation, but I feel exhausted. So take it easy, take it slow when you come back. And Christine and I are home today, and tomorrow we're going up the road. We purchased some property in Black Mountain, North Carolina, so we're going to spend some time this weekend. We hadn't even gotten to look inside the property yet, so we'll go do that this weekend. Still kind of take it easy. Next week we go to Myrtle Beach with some friends. We're going to be out there Monday through Saturday next week. So yeah, it's going to be decompression even more from the trip that we just took. So let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to come to Instagram Live first, be over here with you guys here in a minute on Facebook Live. Let's see what you guys have to say about recovering from a trip. Love that healthy tan, friend. Yeah, I did get some sun, ketogenic girl. Thanks, Vanessa. Honestly, I'm learning that with thought, you can make great choices anywhere. Tracy, you really can. Although, again, I will urge you, if you go to Italy, please try the pizza. Because you think you've had pizza in America. No, you have not. What we have in America is cardboard. What they have over there is angel manna from heaven. It's just incredible. Please eat the pizza when you're over there. Mary says best recovery is fasting. Well, like I said, if you're able to fast when you get home, then please do that. For some people, that adds another layer of stress that I think is unnecessary. So that's why I think getting super strict, eating real whole foods, getting really tight in the diet. I would even say do a keto carnivore when you come home, meat and animal-based foods only for a period of time, which then will enable your body to go ahead and fast. Let's see here. Did you love Rome? What was your favorite place from the trip? Oh, Vanessa, yeah, Rome was fun, but sadly, it was a little too hustle and bustle for me. I think the coolest part was when we got to sleep in a cave at night. That was pretty fun. That trip was awesome. Thank you, guys. I always plan at least a day off, says Charming Confessions, at the end of the vacay to rest. You are smart. And I think that's another great recovery trick and tip is don't just jump right back to work. I think you do more harm than good when you do that. You had more of a vacation at home than in Italy. Oh, talking about all the hacks that I did this morning. Yes. Recovery for sure. Vacation really is tiring. It can be, Yellow-Eyed. I will tell you, when we go to Myrtle Beach next week with the friends, they already told me, hey, don't feel like you've got to entertain us the whole week. I'm like, no, I'm chilling. I'm chilling like a villain. I'm good just laying around. Because I go all the time in my normal routine. This is kind of giving me, you guys, a little bit of a sneak peek of what my life's going to be like during those 6 months off. Those of you that haven't heard, I'm leaving the low-carb keto community forever. Bye. No, just kidding. Leaving for 6 months starting September the 1st through February the 29th next year. So 6 months in a row, I'm not going to be online. I'm going to do anything. So it gave me kind of a sneak peek as to how this is all going to work. What's the longest fast you've ever done? 21 days, 3 times. Carbonated water during fast is great. Excellent, Elite. Thank you for that. Carlos says, electrolytes, and electrolytes have really helped me along with apple cider vinegar. So that's great. Yes. So mind your salt and your magnesium and your potassium and ACV. All of those things will make you OG, right? All right. Yes, the caves are incredible in Matera. How is carnivore going for you overall? Well, I'm not just doing carnivore, I'm doing keto carnivore. But yeah, I love it. The simplicity of it, Vanessa, is pretty awesome. And I think it's a natural progression when you go keto to naturally progress towards carnivore. and for me, Keto Carnivore. And I make that distinction because I have hypoglycemia with the higher amount of protein that you get from carnivore, but I avoid it if I can get the fat range between like 75 and 80%, which is why I make that distinction. Have you noticed any other shifts or changes in yourself from doing it? Yes, I have done some Jimmy rants, Vanessa, so pop on over to YouTube. If you type in my name, Jimmy Moore, and carnivore, you should see the videos that I've made with some of my progress and updates about how this has gone for me. I think you'll find that interesting. All right, let me pop over to Facebook Live. Thank you guys for being here. See what you guys have to say. You're back. Yes, I am. Curious if you tested blood glucose. I answered that. What about sleep with Ring? Yeah, so during the trip, sleep was hit or miss. There were some places where we had, where it was hot, so I didn't sleep well when it's hot, and there was no way to control the temp. Interestingly, everybody's like, wow, that cave must have been so cold. It actually was not. When I was in Matera, it was actually very hot, and there's obviously no windows to open in a cave. There is a front door, but I wasn't going to open the front door because that's where the public were walking by. And I would, hi, see me in my underwear. So it was a little bit hot in there. But there in Rome, we opened the window, but it was so noisy outside. So we had noise to contend with. It was cooler, but it was noisy. And so it's just, yeah. So I, towards the end of the trip, was starting to notice with the Oura Ring, Beth, that my deep sleep got better. And it probably was a progression of the relaxation from the travel itself, just the, being away from the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day of what I do, that enabled my body to go, finally, you dummy, you give me a little bit of rest. So, and I've noticed since I got home, so like I said, last night, it was only 5 hours of sleep, but I had an hour and a half of REM, hour and a half of deep, which is substantial. It's going to be interesting to continue to watch how my sleep improves as I get back into the flow of things, or the next couple of months with all the travel and the different things that we're doing. We missed you. Well, thank you, Donna. I missed being here with you guys. Unfortunately, in Italy, it was a little bit tricky because if I wasn't on the Wi-Fi, I couldn't really do a Jimmy Rants, and I definitely didn't have access to my Facebook because of that. And on Instagram Live, I only did 2 Jimmy Rants during that time in Italy, but that was only because I was on Wi-Fi and it was a weird time of day, and yeah, it was hard. Cruising in a week for 7 days, gonna need all the tips I can get. Well, Deborah, you need to come on the low carb cruise, which we leave, 2 weeks from this Friday? We're leaving on the low carb cruise, so maybe 3 weeks from this Friday. The days all run together right now. Denise says, this is me back in Sunday from Colorado, up at 7 a.m. Monday morning. I know you didn't plan it this time, but the next time, try to plan to be off that next day. I think that'll help you a lot. Either that or come back in a day early. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Welcome home, says Bonnie. Yes, I'm here, guys. I'm here. You don't sound like you got a cold like the last trip. Did you have any supplements to avoid that? No, I didn't take any supplements while I was gone, other than we saw a functional medicine Dr. Gus Vickery, who ran our adrenals, both me and Christine, and we took some of the adrenal support stuff that was like a compounding pharmacy stuff. So I didn't want to lose the momentum we had with that. So I kept that going. But other than that, no, nothing. Missed you, says Geraldine. Thank you. Missed you guys too. You're home and looking good. Thank you, Lori. I never get to go anywhere. Well, Geraldine, change that. Go somewhere, even if it's just up the road somewhere. Welcome home. I agree. Italian pizza will spoil you for life. Yeah, Nancy, I don't think I could ever have, not that I eat pizza, but I don't think I could ever have pizza in America again after having it in Italy. So glorious. Bonnie says a fat fast will help kill the carb cravings. Yes. A fat fast, really anything that kind of gets you going again. And I noticed when I travel, by the way, when you're stressed during travel, the way you know that you're getting stress is, have you noticed when you go on vacation that you tend to get hungrier and that you tend to want to eat more, that's not by accident, you guys. That's the cortisol that's going up. And the cortisol going up raises your blood sugar. Blood sugar rises, which raises your insulin and instant hunger. So I noticed during the trip, I ate on average 2 to 3 meals a day, whereas at home, I typically only have 1, maybe 2 meals a day. So that was a change as well. I did radically increase the amount of activity from all the walking around. So that does account for a little bit of the extra hunger, but not all of it. So a good amount of it was from the stress. Welcome home. So look forward to seeing you in Toronto in August. Missed you in the morning. Well, thank you, Claire. Yeah, Claire, I was asked, and I'm going to announce this real soon all over social media, but I was asked to MC the first ever keto conference coming to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They're still setting up all the details, the dates and the venue and all that stuff. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you guys know. But they want me to MC the event. Christine and I are both speaking at the event. I think Dr. Barry is coming, Amy Berger, my friend Keto in Canada, Joanna Wilcox, who was on Live in La Vida yesterday. Great conference coming, you guys. I'm so sad I missed the Italy trip this year and had to back out. Last year, the keto trip was amazing. I'm so glad you had fun. Thank you, Serena. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Yeah, we had a guided tour the whole time. Yep. What's a good preview of what's to come during your hiatus? You'll be sorely missed, but you'll be cheered on from everywhere, and I'll be excited to learn what positive changes it has for you. Beth, there's no agenda. That's the beautiful part. When we take off September 1, and I'm no longer online or checking email or checking social media or anything, I want to just let my body tell me what to do. I kind of halfway joked around that first month that we're off on this 6-month sabbatical, we'll just watch Netflix movies, all the Netflix movies that we haven't been able to watch. And we'll just chill. I think that's the take home. It's like when you can recover your body through just chilling out. And I think that will be a great way to distress. I will tell you a lot of that hacking schedule, which I just talked about in this Jimmy Rants about recovering from the trip. I will likely be doing that every day and making that my routine. I have nothing else to do. There will be no Jimmy Rants, no podcast, no book writing, no nothing. So I'm going to just work on me, work on de-stressing, flipping that tire, lifting weights, maybe taking some yoga classes. I do want to learn like a new language during that time as well. I think that would be fun to expand my mind, and I don't normally have time to do something like that. So no specific agenda. We do have a trip to Israel at the end of December into the new year next year, which we would not normally be able to do because the beginning of the year is always a busy time for health bloggers, podcasters. So because we're still going to be gone, we're able to go to Israel for the first time. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm not checking in at all. I'll come back March the 1st and what's up, guys? You'll see me back on camera. What is a fat fast? Geraldine, please Google it because it's too much to talk about right here. The food just looked amazing. Thank you, Terry. You know that not all stress is negative. You look well today. No, Beth, I realize about the hormetic effect of stress, and we've talked about that very extensively, but there is too much stress, and a lot of people are overly stressed. Self-induced, a lot of people are very self-induced in the stress that they put themselves through. I'm like, these people that worry themselves to death, you just kill me. It's like, why are you always in angst? Just let it go. Roll with the punches. Your life would be so much better if you did that. Let's see. I'm trying to watch this live, but it doesn't connect. I'm sorry, Marilyn. We're all here. Hopefully you can get it to work out. All right, let me come back over here. Let's see. Jen says, thank you for your awesome books. I'm new to keto, trying intermittent fasting, having coffee with MCT and heavy cream for breakfast, skipping lunch, and then having dinner, still not in keto. So Jen, come back later At 5 o'clock Eastern time today, we're doing an open Q&A session. I would be delighted to help you out with that. I don't know what still not in keto means. I'm assuming you mean still not showing ketones, but I don't know if you're talking about urine ketones, blood ketones. Come back at 5 o'clock. We'll answer that general question. Mary Posa says, my husband said I don't want to do that fasting thing. I told him you are already doing it because we don't eat supper. His face was priceless. Yeah. If you skip one of the regular meal times, and I often talk about eat your last meal at 6 o'clock at night, the night before, wake up the next morning, don't have your breakfast time, and then eat at noon, you just did an 18-hour fast. And here's the thing, when you're not eating, you are fasting. So you're going to become a chef. Oh, while I'm gone, hey, I am a chef. I just don't like writing recipes. By the way, my next book is called Keto Clarity Cookbook. They're finally giving me a sequel to my best-selling book. So Keto Clarity Cookbook will be coming in June. And my co-author on that, Heather Ingersoll, Heather's Real Food, go check her out on Instagram, by the way. She and I both discussed this. And we were like, you know what? We don't want you to focus on macronutrient ratios and calories. So we're not putting that info in there. Now, what we're doing is we're guiding you. This is what the recipe takes. But you can add a little more, a little less, and customize it to you. And I think if we get away from all the obsessive counting, that will be helpful. So I hope people embrace that. Love that you're living these biohacks that you're testing out. Yes, I'm trying to live them, Vanessa, in the day-to-day. I think it's really helpful. And I'm continuing to add new ones. The red light therapy has been phenomenal. So I'm happy to keep it going. All right. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. The bottom line is recover. When you get back from travel, be kind to yourself and let your body recover because you put it through a whole lot of stress, especially if you had to do international travel. That's a whole lot of stress on your body. So allow your body to recuperate and soak it all in. Enjoy the experiences when you're gone, but when you get back, you need to also put as much time into healing your body when you get back into the normal routine as you did to plan for your trip. I hope you understand that loud and clear. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, you can engage live in the content right here on Instagram Live. So go follow me there at Living Low Carb Man, LivinLowCarbMan. Once you're there, you can check it out. We also go live simultaneously here on Facebook Live. So you definitely check it out if you want to engage live. You can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours over on Instagram Live. After 24 hours, it does disappear. At that point, you'll need to go over to YouTube, type in a keyword, Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. We also have a Jimmy Rants podcast on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. All of these links, you guys, are at JimmyRants.com. So Keto Neogenesis Beth, I see that's a general question. Come back at 5 o'clock Eastern time today, you guys. I normally do a big Q&A session on Friday afternoons, but because we'll be traveling tomorrow, we're going to do a big Q&A session. So bring your questions about keto and fasting and carnivore and cholesterol and podcast. Whatever you want to ask me, I will be here at 5 o'clock on both Instagram Live as well as Facebook Live, answering your questions all about pretty much whatever you want to ask me. So several good questions came in. I definitely want to address the red light and sauna question that you have, Beth, so come back then. So Instagram Live, until next time, we'll see you then.